Good afternoon. Welcome to the Assembly Education Committee meeting of March 16th. I'm calling the hearing of the Assembly Education Committee to order. Will the Secretary please call the roll to establish a quorum?
O'Donnell?
Here.
O'Donnell here. Olson?
Here.
Olson here. Kim?
Here.
Kim here. McCarty? Santiago? Here. Santiago here. Thurman? Weber? Okay, there's a quorum.
Thank you. A quorum has been established. I'd like to welcome the committee members, authors, and members of the public to this afternoon's hearing. We have 7 bills on file today, but 2 of them are on consent and 3 have been pulled by their authors, leaving 2 bills to be heard. The bills on consent are AB 1660 by Mr. Cooper, AB 1918 by myself, O'Donnell. The bills that have been pulled are AB 1644 by Mr. Bonta, AB 1652 by Ms. Waldron, AB 1876 by Ms. Lopez. With that, we are ready for our first author. The bills will be heard in sign-in order. Our first author is Ms. Bonilla. She is present, and she may proceed when ready. Ms. Bonilla.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Chair and members. I'd like to thank the committee staff for their thoughtful analysis of the bill, and I would like to accept all amendments that were proposed in the bill analysis. Today, I present AB 1756, which gets qualified teachers into the classroom more efficiently while saving students at least 1 year of student loan debt. AB 1756 incentivizes public and private institutions, nonprofit post-secondary institutions, to create teacher preparation programs that would allow students to earn a baccalaureate degree and their teaching credential concurrently in 4 years. I like to introduce this bill as the fact if you can go to nursing school in 4 years and get out in the workforce and make $80,000, you should be able to get your teaching credential in 4 years to go make $40,000. California suffers from a shortage of qualified teachers. In 2015, more than 3,900 open teaching positions remained in mid-October. Meanwhile, enrollment in our teacher credential programs has plummeted by more than 70% in the last decade. 1756 will tackle this problem by creating a mechanism to design and promote streamlined, integrated teacher credential programs so that we can get teachers into the classroom sooner and avoid thousands of dollars of student tuition payments. In California, it's most common for a student to earn their baccalaureate and then complete their teaching credential in a 5th year. This increases the number of years of schooling the student must pay for, and it delays their entrance into the workforce. And also in that 5th year, most of them have no earning power because they are in the classroom themselves working for free and actually paying for the privilege. AB 1756 creates a grant program because we do understand that making changes within an institution costs money. And so we're hoping that we would have our post-secondary institutions apply for grants that would actually allow them to retool their teaching programs in order to have them complete in the 4-year time frame. We know that this exists in other states. It's not prohibited here in California, and we want to incentivize our institutions to embrace this as a way to solve the teacher shortage and also help our students with the high cost of higher education. We believe that you can do a very quality teaching program in the baccalaureate time span. And with me today, I have Rob Frazier, who's a student from the teaching credential program at Sac State, and also Vanessa Sherrod, Dean of Education at Sacramento State.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair and members. Thank you very much for the opportunity to speak before you today. My name is Robert Frazier, and I'm currently in my final semester of my single-subject teaching credential program at Sacramento State. I'm here today in support of AB 1756, which would help universities develop 4-year concurrent bachelor credential programs as an alternative to a post-baccalaureate program. Specifically, this bill helps to begin to address 2 very important issues: time and money. I came to Sacramento State as a freshman in the fall of 2010, knowing that I wanted to be a teacher. While obtaining my bachelor's degree in history, I joined the pre-credential program and was able to earn an exemption for the CSET subject exam. This saved me a little bit of money and some test days, but it did not speed up the time it took for me to get my credential. In fact, due to the lack of communication between the history department and the credentialing program, I ended up having to delay my entrance into the program by a full year while I completed requirements that I was not made aware of during academic advising. If I had been given the opportunity to enter into a concurrent bachelor credential program at the very beginning during my freshman year, I would have leaped at the opportunity. The ability to afford a post-baccalaureate program is also a challenge. I am paying for the entirety of my credential program on my own and do not have the time for a job on top of schooling. Despite not having the time, I do have a part-time job, but with student teaching every morning and class every night of the week, my availability to work is very limited. I'm currently living off of savings and the very little money that I make every month. The additional fifth-year credential year is a financial hardship for me, and I am missing what could have been a full year in the classroom. A concurrent bachelor credential program would offer an incredible opportunity to students who know they want to be a teacher from the very beginning. With California in the midst of a teacher shortage, getting qualified credentialed teachers into the classroom as efficiently as possible should be a high priority for the state. And future teachers should not be deterred from a credential because of the extra time and money that's currently necessary. Thank you for your time, and I respectfully ask for your support for AB 1756.
Thank you. The next witness in support.
On behalf of CSU, along with my CSU College of Education deans, we wish to thank the chairman, the committee, and the Assemblywoman Bonilla for the opportunity to comment on Assembly Bill 1756. Today, what I will do is just highlight 4 things that I think really resonate with us as deans, and we think would help us do our work more efficiently and quickly. One of the things that we're looking at is AB 1756 comes at a crucial time for us as universities and districts are working together to address the teacher shortage. We believe that the 3 attributes of AB 1756 is especially powerful as a resource for addressing the teacher shortage for the following reasons: the cost efficiency of the integrated design, B, the shortened timeline for providing excellent teachers, and we believe that it aligns with the way other states are also addressing teacher preparation. It's engaging teacher candidates in clinical experiences early in their preparation as part of their undergraduate program. And D, provides funding and time for faculty to provide thorough, collaborative process and a program that ensures the successful completion of the BA and credential within 4 years. The second thing that we believe is important is the cost efficiency of Assembly Bill 1756. Students complete integrated programs will complete integrated programs within 135 units rather than the bachelor's degree credential of 150 semester units. The per capita cost is approximately $13,500 less than the normal post-BA credential preparation program. What this means is that we will be saving approximately $15,048 additional dollars that one would have to pay above the BA if this bill is not passed. This third thing that we're looking at is the time to credential degree completion in integrated programs. As you're all aware, there's been a great push on time to degree and making sure that our undergraduate students graduate in 4 years. The time to degree completion is this normally 4 years if summer study is included rather than between 5 and 6 years. And the reason for that is that there are additional 15 units above the 120 units that a student would need to take for this credential program. With the pedagogy integrated within disciplinary content, new teachers learn how to teach a subject effectively while also mastering that subject. You just heard how important that is for us to begin to do that kind of work. It will help students tremendously be able to bridge the gap while they're still working on their subject matter content area. The fourth thing that we believe is important is that it provides programs an opportunity to engage candidates in early clinical experiences in integrated programs. The inclusion of early clinical experience as part of undergraduate study, we believe, is a signature of integrated teacher preparation programs as emphasized in this bill. We further believe this is of utmost importance because the highest quality of teacher preparation must include early and sustained opportunities for practice, and this bill will ensure that we're able to do this in a timely manner within the 2-year period. Overall, the CSU considers AB 1756 to be exceptionally strong because it will lead to significant cost efficiencies, reduction in time to program or degree completion, and expansion of highly desirable early clinical experiences in teacher preparation. The grant funding program that it includes is well formulated and has the promise of enabling the benefits of integrated teacher preparation to be realized on a large scale in a short period of time, and it will provide faculty and districts with an opportunity to build strong curriculum and collaborative clinical experiences. CSU considers AB 1756 an excellent bill with significant promise for addressing the teacher shortage rapidly, and moreover, it will ensure that quality is maintained. Thank you for the opportunity to share our comments.
Thank you. Our next witness.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair, members of the committee. Ron Rapp, speaking on behalf of the California Federation of Teachers in support of 1756 once amended. I have to say that I'm a former teacher of 10 years. I went through a teacher education program that took 4 years. It is possible to have a high-quality teacher preparation program and allow students to complete that program within 4 years. As many as you know, California is ranked last in student-to-teacher ratios of the 50 states in the country at 24-1. In order to return to pre-recession student-teacher ratios, California would need to hire 60,000 additional teachers. In order to get to the national average of 16-1, we'd have to hire 135,000 new teachers. At the same time, there are several other factors that have exacerbated the teacher shortage, including the retirement of large numbers of teachers, particularly baby boomers, a decade of teacher layoffs, and a 76% decline in enrollment in teacher credentialing programs from 2002 to 2014. I believe a significant barrier for prospective teachers to go into the profession is that California college students first earn a bachelor's degree before they enter a 1 to 2 year teacher credentialing program. Not only do these students accrue significant debt obtaining their bachelor's degree, but then they must add 1 to 2 years of schooling at significant cost to complete a credentialing program. They not only accrue additional debt, but they also are oftentimes unable to work during their time in a credentialing program. When they finally receive their credential, they enter a profession that pays significantly less than other professions that only require a bachelor's degree. This is a significant barrier to recruiting prospective teachers and must be addressed. Assembly Bill 1756, once amended, will provide incentives for public and private nonprofit post-secondary institutions to create an integrated program of teacher preparation that will allow students to earn a bachelor's degree and a preliminary multiple or single subject teaching credential, including student teaching requirements within 4 years of study. This will subsequently remove a significant hurdle for prospective teachers to enter the profession. And it's for these reasons that the California Federation of Teachers supports AB 1756 once amended, and we respectfully request your aye vote. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rapp. With that, we're going to go to witnesses or members of the public in support. If you could come up and state only your name, affiliation, and position on your bill. Only, please. Thank you.
Thank you. Mira Morton here on behalf of the California Chamber of Commerce. Pleased to support.
Isabel Garcia with the California Teachers Association. We're working on a formal support at our upcoming State Council of Education meeting, but we support it because we support multiple pathways into the teaching profession. Thank you.
Michelle Peralt with the California State University Chancellor's Office, also in support.
Erica Romero on behalf of the Association of Independent California Colleges and Universities, representing the 78 WASC-accredited not-for-profit institutions in support.
Brendan Tuig on behalf of EdVoice in support.
Leilani Aguinaldo on behalf of Los Angeles Unified School District in support.
Ray Burnell with the California Catholic Conference in strong support.
Great, thank you. Any witnesses in opposition? Any members of the public in opposition? Seeing none. Questions and comments from the committee. And I'll just make one quickly. Thank you for recognizing the need to get students through teacher ed programs as fast as we can, but with as much quality as we can. And I would also say to the CSU, I would say they could do some of this now. I know Long Beach State, where I went and live next door to now, has such a program. They did receive a grant to incentivize the behavior, but again, I think this is something the CSUs on their own should be looking at. And should we need to incentivize it at the state level, this is a great vehicle to do so. But again, I would say, I really encourage them. There's nothing that says they can't now get students into teacher ed programs, as I understand it, inside those 4 years. Maybe they do the student teaching outside the 4. But at least take some of the practicum classes, et cetera, inside the 4 before the bachelor's. And I would just encourage the CSU to really, because they are really the powerhouse, the creator of our teacher credentials in California, to take a look at that. But again, I appreciate this bill, and I'm very supportive of it. Any other members of the committee? Mr. Santiago, you were waving your arm at me over there. You want to move the bill? It is moved. Do we have a second? Mr. Thurman seconds. It is moved. It is second. Mr. Thurman, you want to comment? Go ahead, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Sorry I wasn't waving my arms, but first of all, I want to thank the author for the innovation and the creativity, because we all know we have a teacher shortage. What I love about the direction is creating teachers in an expedited way and reducing the costs for our students. And we know that we're having a crisis with student debt in California, really in this nation. I really just want to ask, what would be the kind of bumps, if you will, in implementing a system where we now say it's going to be a 4-year program? Because for me and maybe other students in California whose 4-year experience morphed into 5 or 6 or more, I just want to know, how will it get implemented and what bumps do you anticipate, considering that I'm sure there's still going to be student teaching requirements, balancing whatever the BA requirements are and the credentialing. So what challenges in implementation might we expect? And has this been tried before? It's one of those things where it seems like, why haven't we done this before? But you're nodding your head that we have. What do we know from those experiences?
Well, many states already do this. And I think that and I'll defer in terms of details, but I think we kind of got where we did because a lot of attention when we've been trying to improve education has been to say, let's have the teacher do more and more, and continuing education classes. And then we figured out that didn't really work. And so we've been for many years trying to raise the bar and increase the quality. And I think sometimes we need to stop and reevaluate whether that is really the mechanism that increases quality. And I think now we've taken a step back and see that early engagement in the classroom is what really helps people understand whether they're cut out for the teaching profession or not. And that student teaching is the test by fire that really separates the teachers from the non-teachers. And the earlier we can do that in someone's career, not only is there a cost savings for doing this, but it allows the people who aren't meant to be teachers to find it out and redirect themselves at an earlier point in their college career. This is a program we're asking for a $10 million budget appropriation because I believe with all the cuts that we have given, and I agree, I think Cal State has the authority to do this, but we know that we've kept them on a drip feed of funding for the last number of years. And so when we're asking them to do extra work, I think it's only fair to give them an extra appropriation to say we understand that everyone needs to get paid, and this is a time-intensive retooling of the system. But I do think it's an important fix to the system. And maybe in particular you could talk, Dean, about some of the bumps that Mr. Thurman was asking about.
I think the bump that we experienced before when we tried this is that one of the things that we were trying to do is to blend the programs together. And I don't think we had the resources or the time needed up front to truly blend these programs in a way that would allow students to be able to get through them quickly. For example, we had a blended program in which students were taking somewhere between 20-some units in a semester. It did not help those students to have to take 20 units in a semester. The way that we're framing, the way that this bill has framed the program for our students, we are really looking at trying to make sure that the student takes no more than 15 to 17 units in a semester, and that they will also be taking units through the summer as well in order to complete their degree within the 4 years. But it doesn't say that they have to complete it in 4 years. They can complete it in 4.5 if they need to take additional units. So that's one of the bumps that we experienced before. The reason I think this bill is so important and will be helpful to even the CSU is because this bill allows us time to plan and take those resources to bring the faculty together, to really give thought to how do we ensure that we create a true blended program. Other states are already doing this model. I come from Illinois, and so our credential program was a major. That isn't so in California. So it made it easier for those of us who wanted to go through a teacher preparation program. So I think for us right now, the resources will help us begin to pull these things together, give faculty the time to work together collaboratively, to work with the districts in particular to create the kind of clinical experiences that we truly want in the classroom for our teachers.
Thank you.
Thank you. And just one last comment. Madam Vice Chair? Yes, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. First, I want to compliment the author for carrying this bill. I think it's a great step in the right direction for not only addressing student time and affordability in higher education, but also the teacher shortage. It's one of several actions we need to take this year and to address all of those issues. A couple comments I did want to make. As the chair stated, I would also encourage the CSU to start pursuing these opportunities even before the passage of this bill. I strongly encourage that. I think we need to get much more innovative in thinking of creative ways to shorten time to degree, particularly in the teaching field and some other fields. But I do think it's appropriate to provide an additional incentive for CSU and other institutions to be able to do this. And so I do applaud this bill and look forward to seeing its passage and ultimate signature into law. I did want to highlight one other piece, though, that I would encourage the CSU to look at when creating a 4-year inclusive credentialing program. I am concerned about the what seems to have become the standard expectation that we give students, even those who are pursuing education full-time, because it's really hard to graduate in 4 years at a CSU today, no matter what kind of student you are. But if you're not a full-time student, it's virtually impossible. But I'm concerned that we seem to be setting an expectation among college students today that full-time means 15 units. And so you expressed that 15 to 17 units would be the maximum we would want students to take. And I'll tell you, when I was in college, I had 21 units every semester plus a job. And that was a lot of work. It was a lot of work. I graduated in 4 years. I did not take summer school. But we need to set higher expectations for students if we're going to get people to finish their degree in a faster amount of time. And so if we're suggesting that 15 units should be the maximum load, I'm concerned about that. But having said that, I fully support the bill and look forward to helping secure its passage.
Great, thank you. So clearly part of the answer is this bill to incentivize. But again, I just do underscore, and I know others share my comments, to the Chancellor, make it happen. Get creative. Maybe we need to look at an education degree for the K-6, the multiple subject. Maybe California needs to head that direction. Maybe that's one option, and we can have that discussion down the road. But again, today I think the effort is to seed this and to incentivize behavior rather than necessarily mandate it. So I'm very supportive of this, and we are in a dire strait. This is going to get more challenging as the years go forward unless we do something today. And it's not just something, it's many things. One of them is this bill for sure, but another is having the CSU. There's a lot on your back, I realize that today, but look at some more innovation. I really do believe that, whether it's an education degree again or something of that sort, a conversation I'm quite open to. So with that, no further comments from the committee. Secretary, please call the roll.
The motion is...
Can I close real quickly?
Oh, you want to close?
Another brilliant thing I had to say.
Ms. Bonnier,
I do want your aye vote. But
you're a closer.
I did just want to emphasize it's a one-time expenditure, and that really does set this program, this bill apart. It isn't an ongoing commitment of funds, and I know that To me, that was a really strong aspect of taking this approach, that if we put this money in, we're going to get an incredible repayment for that investment in many years of changing the system. So I do ask for your aye vote. Thank you.
Thank you. Secretary, please call the roll.
The motion is do pass with amendments to appropriations. O'Donnell?
Aye.
O'Donnell, aye. Olson?
Aye.
Olson, aye. Kim?
Aye.
Kim, aye. McCarty? Aye. McCarty, aye. Santiago? Santiago, aye. Thurmond? Thurmond, aye. Weber? 6-0. It's out. 6-0.
6-0, the bill is out.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you to presenters. With that, we'll bring forward Mr. Manshine. Mr. Manshine, file item number 1, AB 1639. And I believe you have some witnesses. They may come forward as well. And we're waiving the O'Donnell rule today, which is 2 witnesses, 2 minutes. We're being creative today, so I just want you to be aware of that. Everybody knows I can get kind of hard on my time up here, but today we're being more sensitive. We don't have a lot of items up, and we appreciate this topic as well. It's a big one. So
Thank
with
you.
that, you may proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members. I first want to thank the committee staff for working with me in my office to create amendments to keep this bill as strong as possible. I accept the amendments proposed by the committee on page 4 of the analysis. Sudden cardiac arrest is currently the number 2 cause of death for people under 25 and is the number 1 cause of death for student athletes during exercise. While a heart condition may have no warning signs, recent studies show many young athletes have exhibited symptoms and neglected to tell an adult. In fact, 72% of those who have suffered a sudden cardiac arrest experienced prior symptoms but did not recognize them as life-threatening. Furthermore, many symptoms can offer preemptive warning signs when you know what to look for. Educating coaches, parents, and players about the potential warning signs of undetected heart conditions can dramatically reduce the number of victims that SCA claims. AB 1639 is a measure to help prevent young student athletes from suffering a sudden cardiac arrest by centering on educating parents, coaches, administrators, and pupils about how to spot the symptoms and warning signs. This is accomplished by requiring coaches to take a training course on sudden cardiac arrest every 2 years. It also requires any pupil and their parent or guardian to read and sign a cardiac arrest information sheet before participating in a school sports program. The Department of Education also must do more to educate the public on the warning signs of the deadly disease by posting to its website information already being used by organizations, such as the CIF, to make people aware of the symptoms. AB 1639 will help parents, coaches, and students take the necessary steps to help prevent student athletes from dying due to sudden cardiac arrest. Here to speak on behalf of AB 1639 is Rena Paredes Greason and Hector Paredes, parents of Eric Paredes, who passed away in 2009 from a sudden cardiac arrest.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and Assembly Committee members, for your time. My name is Rena Paredes, and I am here with Hector Paredes. We lost our son Eric in 2009 when he was just 15 years old to sudden cardiac arrest. He was a football player, a wrestler in the San Diego area. He was a great kid. He never complained about any issues. His first symptom was death. I can tell you that our life changed that day forever. Eric's father and I founded the Eric Paredes Save a Life Foundation to protect other families from having to live through the tragedy of losing a child to a syndrome that could be prevented if we, as parents, knew more about our children's heart health. Sudden cardiac arrest is the number 2 medical cause of death under 25, the number 1 killer of student athletes, and approximately 7,000 children die in the United States. To combat this statistic, our foundation provides free youth screening to find heart abnormalities kids don't know they have. Of the more than 18,000 youth we've screened, we find nearly 1 in 100 with an undetected heart condition or risk factor. Often, they simply don't recognize the warning signs. Because of our foundation's work, the work documented by many other organizations for which we provided references, and quite simply, because of the tragic loss of life that we see nearly every day in the media, we know that it is critical to raise awareness of this silent killer. That's what we know Assembly Bill 1639 will do. It will create a dialogue between the youth, parents, educators, and coaches that could literally save a life. While there's growing protection from concussion for student athletes, there's to date no legislation that helps to safeguard young hearts before the impact of a cardiac arrest. Yet, as reported by the National Center of Catastrophic Sports Injury Research, more athletes die from a cardiac arrest than from incurring injuries while playing a sport. As a mom, a nurse, and an activist for this important cause, I implore this committee to advance what we know could be life-saving legislation. Assembly Bill 1639 will provide critical education that will empower parents and coaches to be good stewards for our kids' heart health. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I believe we have another witness.
Just want to add your support.
Get that.
Hi, I think I just want to thank Mr. Chairman and the committee for taking the time to listen to our plea. It's been a long road for us. Sadly, in the last 5.5 years, we've learned of too many lives that continue to die every day, a lot of student athletes, that we believe that this particular bill that we strongly support will certainly save lives. So I submit that you please accept our bill, pass our bill, and look forward to seeing it as law. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Another witness, Mr. Major?
Nope.
No. Okay, with that, any other witnesses in support? Please come forward, state your name, affiliation, and just your position on the bill if you're in support.
Liz Lazar with Via Heart Project, and we are in support of this bill.
Jenny Chapman, Committee Chair, Hypertrophic Cardiomyopathy Foundation, Andrew J. Lamphere Memorial Fund, and I strongly, along with my committee and foundation, support this bill.
Mary Welch, and I'm with Jenny's committee, and having known a family that lost their child, it's still very tender in my heart that anyone that has any compassion, knowing a child that might not make the screening and die, I can't have that on my heart. So I'm asking that you would pass this, and you do have our support.
Jay Greason, I'm a volunteer with the EP Save a Life Foundation and an open heart surgery survivor. I strongly support.
Kula Koenig with the American Heart Association, support this bill.
Sarah Thompson, also with the Eric Paredes Save a Life Foundation, strongly in support of this bill.
Leilani Aguinaldo Yee on behalf of the Los Angeles Unified School District in support.
Any witnesses in opposition? Any members of the public in opposition? Any comments from the committee members? Mr. Thurman?
I simply wanted to thank the Paredes family for doing so much to help other young people in California. Thank you for your testimony today.
Yes, and as the chair, I'd like to thank you too. This must be difficult for you, yet at the same time, you've taken your grief and done something positive with it, so I thank you. Often when someone passes away, people say, well, it's time to move on. It's never time to move on. Sometimes it's time to move forward, and you've done that. So I congratulate you for doing that, and thank you for your presence here today and your mission. And Mr. Mainshine, you may close.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair and members. AB 1639 takes a giant leap forward in helping prevent unnecessary deaths amongst our young people, and I would respectfully request an aye vote.
The bill has been moved and seconded. Madam Secretary, please call the roll. The motion is do pass as amended to the Judiciary Committee. Please call the roll.
O'Donnell.
Aye.
O'Donnell, aye. Olson. Aye. Olson, aye. Kim. Aye. Kim, aye. McCarty. Aye. McCarty, aye. Santiago. Aye. Santiago, aye. Thurmond. Aye. Thurmond, aye. Weber. 6-0.
The bill is out 6-0.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Thank you. On behalf of the committee, thank you. We'll now move to the consent file. Do I need to call them all out? Or she can do it? The consent items are as follows. Item number 4, AB 1660. File item number 7, AB 1918. The motion is, okay, I'm sorry. The motion for file item number 4 is due pass as amended to the Arts Committee. The motion for file item number 7 is due pass to Appropriations. Secretary, please call the roll.
O'Donnell.
Aye.
O'Donnell, I. Olson. Aye. Olson, I. Kim. Aye. Kim, I. McCarty. McCarty, I. Santiago. Santiago, I. Thurmond. Thurmond, I. Weber.
6-0 again.
6-0. With that, this meeting is adjourned.